The kind of cool thing about a new banned and restricted list is it's almost like when a new set comes out. Things change, formats changed, all formats that get changes during banned and restricted list. I mean, um, and everybody can try something new and see how it goes. So I wonder if we're going to see any spice here. Oh, starting off with your taxing probe.
Yep.
So Ryan has revealed a companion Zirda, by the way. Um, Ryan, if you can just show your companion. Yeah. So he's starting off with your taxing probe. There, there it is.
Plain Zirda.
Thank you, Ryan. All right. So your taxing probe starts the game. What does he see?
Wow. This hand is kind of busted. Has good protection against a combo deck.
He's got Leovold. Is that Strip Mine, Wasteland,
Got a
two Tarmogoyfs?
There's like a Tarmogoyf. Was that a Force of Vigor? I think I saw a Force of Vigor.
Hmm. Unfortunately, I had to look away for a moment.
Ah, dang. Yeah, that one looked like it was full of disruption. Plus, I mean, he already has a Misty Rainforest in play, so whichever land that Ryan plays next, hopefully he has a land.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's gonna get either eaten up by one of those strip mines or wasteland effect. Yep.
Oh, for a second, I thought Ryan's camera froze, but he appears to still be with us. There's just not much activity happening on that side of the screen.
I mean, Gerard's just like, give me the death stare right there.
Yeah, Gerard Capuchin.
Like, make your move.
Yeah, I can see Ryan is currently thinking about what he's going to do on his turn. I guess based on
Oh,
what he saw in Benjamin's hand, he's treading carefully here. That's a Caracas.
yep.
Caracas kind of both in Vintage and Legacy over the last roughly a month, couple of weeks. Oh, there's Walking Ballista. That's what we were talking about before the show. Is a good
Mhm.
use for your infinite mana. Anyway, Caracas got a boost from companions as far as its appearances in Vintage and Legacy. And it'll be interesting to see if people cut back on Caracases a little bit or still keep running as many. And that'll be based on how many companions people expect to run up against.
All right. Oh, there we go. That's the end of turn Force of Vigor that I was thinking about.
Ah, so
So
it was a Force of Vigor. You were right.
yeah,
And
but
we're seeing
this
a
he
Force
actually
response.
instead of yeah, I guess it's not fully protected then. All right, he's gonna keep his walking ballista.
Yep. Leovold got pitched there. That's, I mean, maybe not in this matchup, but I hate to pitch a Leovold.
Yeah, I think it's right to pitch the Leovold instead of his Tarmogoyf because looking at his mana base, it's already pretty shaky with just Wasteland or Strip Mine, and then that Misty Rainforest. So he probably won't be able to cast that Leovold anytime soon.
That's true. And pitching Dak Faden, not ideal as
Yep.
well, but it is what it is. So we saw the sinkhole take care of sinkhole. What am I saying? Wasteland.
Yep. Wasted away on the Krakus.
Somebody was brewing with mono black cards.
Yeah.
All right, so swing the Walking Ballista, assuming that's just going to come through.
Yeah, the Walking Ballista, I guess like Ryan's hand is not so great. So maybe he's trying to bait out some of the hate or whatever it is, but I mean there are things in Ben's deck that can really make an impact here. It's probably going to be like, Collector Roof, locking down that whole mana base for if it's artifact heavy. Um, but I mean that main deck Force of Vigor, he's probably just only running one tops.
Yeah, that's true. Force of Vigor played in Vintage maybe more than any other format.
Maybe. I actually don't know if they played in modern.
I
They
mean,
might.
playing it in a main deck in other formats is unheard of,
Oh yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah, you really don't need to main deck artifact or enchantment hate most of the time, especially in Legacy.
Maybe in the like Mirrodin standard,
Yeah, when everything's an artifact, including their mana base.
Kaladesh standard.
Uh,
Academy Assassin, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. We are excited for this as well, as you can tell. And there's Zirda.
Zirda is now in there. So, all
So
right.
Nothing happening
Let's
this
see.
turn, but it reduces Walking Ballista's upgrade cost to start. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens next turn. I'm sure
So
Ben's been.
Zirda
Yeah, go ahead.
Zirda's a 3/3. It's going to be out of Fatal Push range, but at least Ben can potentially take it down with an Abrupt Decay or an Assassin's Trophy.
That's true.
But if he lands one of the Grim Monolith or Basalt Monolith or that type of stuff, or even Urza, then we're looking at infinite combo here.
Yeah. I kind of want
And
to
that
see Zirda go off just because.
Yeah, I mean Ben is actually
Just to
probably in
see it.
trouble here. I mean he's going to lay down a Tarmogoyf eventually, right?
Yeah. Academy Assassin says 9 tails hits the battlefield,
Tails.
basically. All right, there's a Goyf. That doesn't really do much.
No, he can block the Zirda,
Yeah.
but doubt it's going to come in for the swing. I get the feeling here that Ryan's going to untap and do the crazy. We haven't had any insight into Ryan's hand yet, right?
Not yet, unfortunately. I
Hmm.
wish we did.
All right, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen.
All right, he draws his card. I know he's off screen for all of you watching at home, but Ryan Fisher has his Planeswalker logo hat on. Very appropriate. I wish I had that hat. Oko.
What? Oko.
Ryan with the beautiful proxies tonight, I tell you. There's Oko. I'm
So
assuming
if
he's just going to elk that Goyf. Yep.
I don't know. I mean, would it be better just to like elk the walking ballista and then have the walking ballista turn into a 4/4?
It
Oh
looks
no,
like
wait,
the
no.
decision's already been made
You
about
didn't know
elking the
actually.
Goyf.
You probably just want to keep your walking ballista around so that you can just go infinite.
Yeah, I was just
So
going to say Walking Ballista is a key part of the combo. If he gets infinite mana, that Walking Ballista kills him on
yeah,
immediately.
yeah, on the spot. Yep,
Yep. Can't do that with an elk.
good choice, Ryan.
Yep.
Now you got a 3/3 Goyf elk.
If you're just tuning in, we are excited about a look at the new vintage meta. No more Lurrus.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think about that shift and change?
Like I was saying before, it's fun to me to have any change in the banned and restricted list just because it's like when a new set comes out, you get to try new things, you get to dig up an old deck. Um, for example, in Legacy, the decks that Lurrus Grixis Delver were not allowing to be a part of the meta anymore, or the Lurrus decks in Vintage were not allowing to be tier 1 anymore, can now try things out with new companions, with new um, cards from Commander 2020 and Ikoria.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think the companion mechanic itself needs to just be more balanced if you're going to introduce that type of thing. But overall, I think what we've witnessed is, Luris, it's just a little bit too broken. So they needed to pull it back a little bit. But I do
Yeah,
think that this is going to take some time for us to probably see, how companions really play out because I'm sure they have so many ideas up their sleeve.
absolutely. And there's so many cool things they can do with it if they figure out the right balance. I mean, I think what we just saw for the last couple of weeks was Skull Clamp, Smuggler's Copter, every kind of really innovative new thing that they've tried in the game. When you do something like that, it has to be like you can't have it come out a new mechanic like Companion and nobody plays with any of them. You know what I mean? They have to make a splash and be important or whatever you want to call it. So if we just saw a Skull Clamp or a Smuggler's Copter, and from now on, companions are the new companions are really awesome. Great. Mr. Jack Dax, thanks for the follow. I recognize Mr. Jack Dax. I believe, is he from the Legacy?
It's one of our legacy mods.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, so many screen names, and then I mix up the names of the actual people with the screen names. Welcome, Mr. Jack Dax. Thanks for tuning in. Academy Assassin says, I feel Loris was poorly designed. Had Loris said all cards in a deck. Yeah, I mean, um, wait a minute. I think, did he just destroy it? No. Oh, he treasure cruised. Okay. I
He
just wanted
tried
to
to
make sure I didn't
cruise
miss
a little bit.
anything.
That resolved.
What was I going to say? Oh, talking
About
about
Lurrus?
Loris. Yeah, I mean, this is the skull clamp of companions, I think. The smuggler's captor of companions.
Yeah, so I think Wizards' take on this was like interesting. They wanted, all of the companions to really have some split manas there, and then that meant that they're playable in multiple decks. So,
Right.
which kind of wreaks havoc when it comes to, something that's super playable for Vintage. You quickly create some imbalances, and for anything that's ever had like a buyback ability from the graveyard, it spells a lot of trouble for like some people trying to do what they want to do. But even with that restriction of anything CMC2 or less,
Yeah.
it's still not restrictive enough.
Yeah.
But looks like
Oko
looks
took a
like
hit from the elk, and
yeah,
now an elk, an opal became an elk, I should say.
he's getting his army up.
Yep. He's going to start protecting Oko now. Did not expect this to turn into an Oko game.
No, not really.
Like 2 turns ago, I thought we were going to see some infinite mana combo off madness, but
And it's not even that late that we could see an Oko on the other side turn the Zirda into an elk. So
that's
who knows
true.
what's
Yeah,
gonna
you're
happen.
right. You're right. Then things will really get stupid. Elks
We've
fighting
seen a lot
elves.
of Oko shenanigans, but
Yeah.
this could be. Let's see what he's gonna do with this. Like he has a ton of mana here.
Oh,
Oh,
there's Grim Monolith. This is not good.
let's see. And
And the
enter
scoop.
scoop phase.
Grim Monolith, Walking Ballista, Zirda equals scoop.
You can still play Lutri inside the deck, or
I
no, you
could
cannot.
have, yes, which I didn't realize afterwards. I left it in my sideboard like an idiot. But
Oh, hey,
but
happens.
yeah, it just couldn't be my companion any longer. All right, we're started here. Deathrite Shaman hits the board.
It's a pretty
Many
strong
people have
start.
rejoiced at the sight of a Deathrite Shaman.
Definitely one of my favorite creatures.
Oh, Academy Assassin reminding me the second ability on the Fox gives something unblockable. Totally forgot about that.
Zirda has another ability. Oh
Yeah,
my
his
god!
his
Wow.
own ability that makes him legal in his own deck is target creature can't be blocked. All right, so a Jataxian Probe again starts the game. We're seeing Oof, Dig Through Time, Force, Trop. Pretty good hand again for Mason.
Too bad, not too bad.
Based on what we saw in his opening hand from the Probe in game one, it looked like he wasn't going to allow Ryan to combo off, but it ended up happening anyway.
Yeah, Ryan was able to. So Ryan's hand must have been pretty broken. I mean, he had a force backup for his turn one play,
Yeah.
just in case, and like it seems like he's going to be trying to do some crazy stuff here again. What was in Ben's hand?
It was
Oh wow, there's a Lotus too.
Dig Through Time, Collect a Roof, Trop, and I already forgot what the fourth card was.
Well, looks like Ben's going to need some help here to potentially try to resolve his oof if he's going to get out there. He'll probably need maybe a Flusterstorm for a potential hard-casted Force of Will here.
So if you're Ben, you're on the playing Bug against this deck. You keep a hand with no Force of. I don't believe he had a Force of Will on a blue card. He had no protection. Why not start the game land, Mox, Collect a Roof, pass? Why wouldn't he start the game that way?
I think it might be because he wanted to keep up Flusterstorm after he passed.
Oh, he has
But
Flusterstorm?
I don't know if he has. I don't know if he has Flusterstorm right here, and he might have been trying to position himself as if he did. That way, like he could try to draw into next turn, kind
Maybe
of
trying to
sandbag.
bluff that he
Yeah,
has counter magic that he doesn't actually have. You're saying?
exactly. That or I mean, I think it's right to try to jam into Collector Roof right away. So hopefully he has some kind of backup plan here. I probably would have jammed the Collector Roof, even though it like shuts down potentially uh,
Right.
the Mox Emerald on your side.
I think we're gonna see a Karn here because Ryan just spent a minute looking at his own sideboard.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty rough. Shuts down the Karn of Scion or the
The
Karn Great
Karn that
Creator.
searches. I forgot what they're called.
Oh yeah, Great Creator.
Great Creator. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So that means it's going to shut down Ben's minimal mana base right now. At least he's going to be able to fetch and use a.
All right. So
Nope.
Zirda hits.
He's
No
getting Zirda
response for
instead.
that. I don't think he has any way to deal with that.
So
And that's a mana vault, correct?
as a mana vault, does this make that infinite as well?
No, because it
Can't.
can't untap itself for.
No. You have to only do it in the upkeep or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Mana vault.
Academy. We should probably know what mana vault does. This is sad. Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
upkeep
well,
trigger.
when you can, I know you can always untap it, but when you can untap it,
Yeah.
usually not something that I'm looking to combo off of.
Right. This is true.
Let's see, he's got 1, 2,
Yeah, it's upkeep
3.
trigger only, says the expert Mike Noble. Thank you, Mike.
I wonder if there's a reason why.
All right, so 3 mana.
So he Lotus to bring in Zirda.
Yes.
I don't know why he didn't just tap for 3, give him one extra mana once
One extra
Zirda
color
hit.
mana, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't really matter.
Guess not. We don't know what he has, but
Yeah. I mean, at this point, he could be playing like PO or something.
I mean, he could have cracked Lotus, tapped Mana Vault, floated a red, pretending to have Pyroblast, and do whatever.
Right.
3 blue for some reason. Oh, no. 3 colorless. A
3
lot going
colorless.
on now. I meant that sarcastically because not much is happening at the moment.
Well, a lot going on in Brian's brain for sure. He's probably
That's the
trying to
only
figure out
place
how
where something's happening right now.
yeah. Really trying to kill this guy, but I can't. Dang,
right.
there it is.
The Karn
All
that we
right.
predicted 12 minutes ago is now here.
All right. So Ben's not going to be able to force this, right? He doesn't have
No,
any counter.
I don't think he has any counter magic. He had oof, land. What else did I say? It's so hard to remember when I keep reading the.
Yeah.
Tarmogoyf was in his hand, I believe.
He had like 4 cards left.
He did not have counter magic. That much I remember.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like he did. He would have countered something by now. I wonder what he got off of Karn.
Guess we'll find out. Does he have? Would he have a piece of the combo in the board? Monolith or otherwise?
Perhaps.
And I don't think he has any mana floating, right? Or maybe. Oh, he has 1 mana floating. I see it now. 1 mana floating. So he can. Yeah, he can't combo off unless he plays another free mana artifact.
Right. He needs to generate a lot more. I mean, he could try to like go and lock up the board with a Mycosynth Lattice, but I think a lot of the pilots for Vintage at least have like kind of skipped out on that whole package.
Really? How come?
It just I don't think it's been as effective locking down the game quickly enough.
I see.
Let's see.
That's interesting.
Well, he could potentially have one Grim Monolith in the sideboard
Yeah.
because that is not a
Potentially.
restricted card. Wonder what's Ryan doing right now.
He is looking at. I couldn't tell what he was looking at. Okay. So now he plus Karn? For what reason?
Should we check up on the players, see what happened?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. One moment. Hey guys, so what happened on that turn with Karn? Did you find something or did you plus?
He
Plus and ate the Mox.
Okay.
he turned the Mox into a 0/0 creature.
Okay. Got it. Thanks guys.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it should be over here. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thanks, Flea. Yeah, that turn was just very long, and we totally missed the Mox was no longer in play. Collector Roof now with us. That's good news for Bug. You can hear me, Roland?
Yep.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
I think that that'll slow down the that'll slow down Karn's stuff a little bit more, but I mean it's not over yet.
No, he needs to kill Zirda ASAP.
Yeah.
All right, that was a fetch for Ryan.
And he's forcing something here. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? My Ryan's screen froze on mine, that's why. Okay.
What did you force now? Unfortunately, Ryan's cards were just off screen. Let's check in. What was targeted with Force of Will there?
Okay.
An Oko Thief of Crown. Your graveyard's like off camera. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thanks, guys.
Can't.
Sorry about that, everybody watching. Sometimes it's hard to see what the players have put in play just because of the setups, the webcam setups. So an Oko just got forced. More good news for Ben. Thank you, Flea. Somehow chat able to see what's going on better than me, and I'm just looking at the boards right now. All right, so a plus on Karn again. All right, we lost Roland momentarily. Roland, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you now. I think
right.
my internet just like wigged out.
All right. You didn't miss anything.
All right. Ryan taking another long turn.
We're back to Ryan now.
All right. Well, it's a good thing that Oko got forced because then we would have had a repeat of game one.
Basically, yeah. Karn just keeps plussing, it looks like. Oh, maybe now he minus down to 5? Yep. So we'll see what he searches up. I believe he's looking at a sideboard right now.
There it is.
Basalt Monolith. Okay.
Basalt Monolith. Maybe he main decks just all 4 Grim Monoliths and then gets the Basalt Monolith because it doesn't really matter as much.
That makes sense, yeah. Basalt Monolith, what happened to... Oh, okay, I was going to say, because Oof is in play. I thought he used it.
No.
All right, moving on.
At this point, I think it's kind of deadlocked a little bit unless Ryan has a good out, like either a chain of vapor type of effect or
Right.
echoing truth on that collector oof.
Right.
Ooh,
Oh,
double.
there's a second collector roof. Well, Chain of Vapor still, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, obviously now he has to deal with two of them, but
Yeah, I mean, if that Oko was gonna hit, it would at least crush the oof.
yeah.
But doesn't look like Ryan has many. I don't know. He's counting mana, so see, he can make a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total mana right now.
Appears so. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Well, no, he can't tap the Mox or the Basalt Monolith in mana, so it's just 3, 4. Oh yeah, it is 6. Yeah, it's still 6.
With the Tolarian, yeah.
I miscounted.
No worries.
If you love Paper Magic, hit the follow button. We do Paper Magic multiple nights a week. Vintage, Legacy, Pre-Modern. Thank you everybody watching. All right, so a Caracas hits play, so now he'll be able to... Oh no, that was already in play. It's confusing
he's
the
getting
heck out of me. All right, Walking Ballista hits the board. It is a 3/3, I believe.
I mean, at this point, do you just get in there with Zirda and Walking Ballista?
It's worth a
If they're
try.
larger than, it's larger than the rest of the guys out there. So
And you're
I mean,
more
you
than
have
welcome
larger
to double block my Zirda. I mean, the plan is off, right? The time is running out.
Yeah, it looks like it. But I think the longer that this game goes on, and Ryan can't find an out to this, there are going to be ways for Ben to pick it apart or even bounce like something that's, in the way. So those collector oofs are going to hold it down for a little while there.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to petty theft you or something. Nope, just a good old
Just the
Tarmogoyf.
Goyf. Yep.
And that's going to be pretty big. You have a Planeswalker, Artifact, Land.
Might just be 3.
I think it's just
3,
3,
4.
yeah.
Yep.
3, 4.
Kind of a sad Goyf.
But
All right.
it can get in there.
Yeah, it can.
Against
It definitely can.
Or even like the Walking Ballista. But it would
And
have
it turns
to be
off the
double
plan
blocked.
that we were just talking about where Ryan can start feeling aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Mox Opal, that doesn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, it's sad for the Deathrite Shaman there too. Can't even do anything.
Yep.
It has nothing to eat.
Yes. Except for lands.
Could eat the lands.
Flea in the chat, tweeting out a link to our Paper Vintage Discord. Check that link out and join the Discord if you want to play some Paper Vintage, and you can find yourself playing on one of these streams. All right, there's Lattice. So that's going to happen.
So he did get Lattice?
Yes, and it has just been cast. Let's see if it resolves.
I don't know if that's a good thing, right? Because doesn't that lock up the entire game? Except for creatures?
Yeah, basically it does. We'll see.
Yeah, because then he can't even fetch. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, does his sideboard have, like, Ratchet Bomb or some way to... Oh, well, scoop. All right.
Yeah, okay.
No point in continuing to wonder. It's over.
Yeah. I think that was a suicidal move, but you got, like, suddenly... And if that's your only play, I mean, might as well just get it done.
I guess.
So that's really, truly living the dream.
Yeah. So you get infinite mana, you draw your whole deck, and just go off, do whatever.
And if I remember right, Urza was 2 mana? Or, sorry, 4 mana? Or 5 mana?
2 blue, 2 generic. All right, we're seeing Zirda on turn 1 again.
Zirda. Through red, blue, and a volcanic. I feel so weird.
Yeah. So this deck appears to be mosely Jeskai. I haven't seen much green. Have we?
I didn't see green either. So
And no black, right? Oh, he had did he have green mana? Yeah, he had green mana. Maybe he has Veil of Summers and stuff like that.
maybe I didn't know it was a 4-color deck.
Yeah. 5 Temporal Aperture yourself.
Well, let's see. We're going turn 1. Oh, that's pretty good. Turn 1 Ancestral. Maybe we can get some answers here.
Oh man, Mike Noble is schooling us right now. He said Oko is green. We totally forgot about Oko.
Oh man, but wasn't Oko cast through like
Yeah, it was
like a
cast through like
box or
some weird
something?
other, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
Oko is green. You got us.
yep, you got us. There could have been an Astrolabe somewhere, giving him all sorts of mana.
Yeah, we have not seen Astrolabe yet tonight.
Yep.
So Zirda was banned from Legacy, but not from Vintage. So they made a conscious decision to remove Lovestruck Beast with his backseat commentary. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. They removed Luris from both formats, but they only removed Zirda from Legacy. So maybe they feel that Vintage has enough answers. Did I say the wrong person? For Zirda. Like Vintage, they think has enough answers for Zirda. And I guess we're getting a first look at if that's true.
Yep. I don't necessarily think that they have enough answers. I mean, we're basically using the same, Grim Monolith 4 of.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's see. The reasoning is we're seeing very high win rates among decks using Zirda as a companion in combination with Grim Monolith. I mean, we saw that right here, even with Basalt Monolith. So I think that it's going to be taking some time before we see Vintage Zirda really appear. We saw Vintage Luris appear because it was like always going Lotus, Luris, Lotus.
Yes.
And this seems to be blowing up already. Being able to.
It is kind of a multiple card combo. It's not like 1-2, I win. You got to resolve multiple steps, so to speak, before you can go off with this Zirda deck. So maybe Vintage, if you're able to go Mox, Land, Collector Roof on the play against these decks, and people are running cards like that in their main deck and Force of Vigor, maybe it's a more of a glass cannon in Vintage. What card did he pitch right there to force a negation? I missed.
He pitched an Energy Flux, and he forced negation that Tinker that probably would have killed him.
Yeah. Oh, there's Energy Flux again.
Oh. Second one out of the sideboard is pretty clutch here. Let's see. Ryan's probably going to be tapping down to save his Walking Ballista, and then maybe saving. Let's see.
So if he, right, Flea, better describing what I was trying to say. Artifact hate is more omnipresent in Vintage. Yes, that's what I was struggling to get out. So maybe the combo's a little bit weaker in Vintage than it was in Legacy.
Quite possibly. I mean, right here you also have. We're witnessing Ben really pick apart Ryan's combo here too. I mean, if Ryan taps out, sends it back, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, cards like Energy Flux, cards like even Collector Roof, just not as relevant in Legacy. They're just not as high on the list of cards that you want to consider for your next deck. All right, so swinging for 4. And he appears to be on the screw this, I'm going to start attacking plan.
Yeah, he's going to lose his Walking Ballista, but he still has a 3/3 next turn. I think if Ben's probably very likely going to strip that Tellurian Academy so that...
Yeah, he must.
Yeah, here we go. Got to limit all the mana from this hyper mana deck.
Yeah.
I wonder if he can, if he plays down something, let's see, maybe like a Tarmogoyf?
Tarmogoyf would be good, yep.
Yeah, Tarmogoyf would be able to just, hold off Zirda and also maybe even just have a some or buy some time really.
Yep.
All right. What you got, Ben?
I think if we had an advantage bar right now, I would put it in favor of Ben. Yeah, especially after now.
Oh yeah,
Drops the oof.
that's a big bomb.
So this is exactly what I was talking about and what Flea described in the chat.
Is that
The
counter?
bug deck just has so much hate against this combo.
You know, Chris, I think that
What's
that
up?
was countered. I think his Zoof was countered.
Oh, it was countered. You're right.
So, well, that 3/3 is still swinging in.
Still a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Still a lot. I mean, if that thing resolved, this game was over.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Zirda decks in Legacy, I don't think we're running things like Force. Generally, we're not running Force of Wills and stuff like that too. They're a little bit more fragile.
Actually, I don't even know if it. Oh wait, there we go.
Assassin's Trophy. I mean, this is getting ugly now.
Yeah, now it's this is gonna be tough for Ryan to come back from this.
Doesn't even
bad.
search. It's just getting sad.
He just wants mana, but he's getting shut down. Let's see. I wonder if Ben gets another land and maybe drops something like Narset or a Leovold.
So you're playing Zirda. You're in Ryan's seat. Your Zirda is now dead, which is kind of the cool thing about companions. I mean, he could have Zirdas also in his deck, but let's just assume for a moment that he only had the one as a companion.
Sure.
Once your companion dies, much like with Luris, assuming you can't bring it back from the dead, your game plan has to change. What would be the alternative game plan for Ryan now? Like, he doesn't really have, like, I guess Oko, Urza can still get him back in this game.
It's really Karn. I mean,
Karn,
he had the Karn into Mycosynth Lattice, but he is definitely not even close to that right here.
Yeah, I wonder how many cards Ryan has in his hand. I can't really tell from his camera. I know you can't see his camera at home, but I can see Ryan.
And there's
Can't
Mr.
tell.
Goyf.
Tarmogoyf. That's going to be a quick kill. I believe it would be a 4/4 now. 4/5.
Instant sorcery.
Artifact
Land.
No, it's instant creature, artifact land. 4.
Oh wait, there's a Zirda in the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, so he does have swords.
Yep.
That's spicy.
And a mental misstep in response. It's just brutal. Ben's actually at 6. I missed some damage. Sorry about that. 15 for Ryan. A death right. This is not looking good.
Nope. Double Deathrite means that he's probably going to be taking 6 a turn very soon.
Yes.
And actually, potentially, if you want that other Deathrite to swing in, so 7 a turn.
All right.
Yeah, right here, I feel like, is there space for, let's say, a mana drain? Maybe to get the engine going a little bit, especially if Zirda is, maybe it's just a backup plan, right? So you can mana drain their big threat or their force of will so that you can pump it into a Karn and then, kind of open up the gates a little bit for yourself.
Yep. There was a treasure cruise in the yard, so that was a 5 power Goyf.
Mm-hmm.
Mana Vault.
Mana Vault.
He's tapping
What do we
it.
got?
Balance. Nice.
Ooh. I don't think Ryan has much of a hand. Nope. Yep. There's the magical fingers.
Balance is pretty good right now. Pretty damn
That is
good.
pretty good right now. So Ryan will, if Ben doesn't counter this, he's going to lose a land. Ryan's going to lose a land. But there goes Ben's entire army there.
Yeah, so a balance puts Ryan back in this game.
I think so.
I think the advantage bar goes back to the center.
Yeah, it kind of resets it a little bit here, which is not bad. I'm surprised that Ben doesn't have an answer to this yet, or maybe he's searching for one.
I don't see Ben on camera, but
Oh, there we
he's
go.
thinking.
He's moving a little bit. He might be trying to. Let's see. There's some open mana. So if it were Flusterstorm, he could.
Yeah, there is 2 open mana. I don't think he's floating any mana. Is he?
Yeah.
If he
Maybe
is, I'm forgetting. But
Is he?
all right.
Oh,
looks
he's
like
double death writing. Okay.
that makes sense.
Bringing them down to 5 apiece. So, yep, we're seeing the board clear. That was a solid balance there.
That was brutal. Balance? I mean, what percent of vintage decks are running balance as of yesterday?
I would have to go with like maybe less than 2. I
Yeah.
feel like balance has been out of favor for quite some time. I haven't seen that really play that often, except for like, when mentor decks were trying to figure out other ways to kind of shrink the board against other mentor decks.
What just happened to Mana Vault? Oh, he returned to his hand.
Looks like they have that
There it is.
collector oof out there. Wait, did Ben resolve a collector oof?
Yes.
Nice. So that could be potential death if Ryan can't find an answer for that oof soon.
Yep. If I'm in Benjamin's seat before I even draw my card for turn, I'm like, attack for 2.
Skip your draw phase. Attack for 2.
Didn't even look at my card yet. Attack for 2.
Can't do it fast enough.
Yep.
And Ryan's last draw, he's gonna fetch.
He dies. Oh.
He shakes.
Handshakes.
Excellent.
All right, awesome. Let's check in with the players. That was a good match.